Good evening and welcome to our Assistive Technology Final. Our product, SmartSign, is a system that helps people who are hearing impaired connect with digital assistants. This project has been brought to you by Alfonso Juarez,
Mipa David,
Hayden Du,
and Chevis Johnson.
Welcome to our presentation. We begin by describing who the target users of the SmartSign will be. Our first priority would be anyone who is hearing impaired or who has difficulty hearing clearly. The second priority being any individual who would benefit from nonverbal communication with a digital verbal assistant. Individuals who fall under IDEA or the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act signed in by George H.W. Bush would also be our target market. We are attempting to embrace the concept of universal design so that all users are benefiting from our technology. What obstacles are our users encountering that we can help them with? People with hearing impairments can face several problems throughout their lifetime, whether it's during childhood in school or in their adulthood in the workplace. SmartSign will help facilitate independence, productivity, and tasks around the house and online that might have been more difficult to accomplish without it. This will allow users who might not have had previous accessibility to join the Internet of Things universe. Without hearing assistance, it can be extremely difficult for children who are born with severe hearing impairment to learn how to read, write, and speak. And lastly, the obstacle that our SmartSign will solve is the access that people with hearing impairments have to digital assistants will finally be bridged.
So what other technology is out there that already tries to solve these problems? Currently, the two biggest digital assistants are the Google Home and the Amazon Echo, also known as Alexa. There are currently no digital assistants that offer services to users who require nonverbal communication methods. Our goal will be combining technology from several different sources that are not able to provide the complete service themselves. While there is some technology that bridges this gap, there is no exact product like ours. There are other options such as the Q system, which is a captioning device, and other software products, but they all primarily involve the leap motion. So how are these products not working? Currently, users are just simply unable to use digital assistants with nonverbal communication methods. To use a digital assistant, you have to speak. That is the only option out there right now. The leap motion, while a phenomenal piece of technology, only takes in gesture-based inputs. While this is a great add-on to additional products, it is not good as a standalone product. That is why we are incorporating it into ours. We want for all people to be able to use this technology, so that everyone is able to increase their productivity and independence, both in their work and personal lives. We are creating this system of technologies geared at a range of users, so that all these users will have a variety of input methods, such as voice and gesture-based, as well as a variety of output methods, such as voice, frequency modulation, or visual, so that a higher number of consumers will have access to digital assistants.
Setting that as our goal, we ought to provide users preferring nonverbal communication a range of accessible input-output options to interact with their digital home assistants. So our output would include direct connection from the digital assistant to the user's existing assistive technologies such as hearing aids or captioning devices. Other options include outputting as text to optional screens that we can provide to our users. For our input options, we want to use it through as use of spatial recognition devices such as Xbox Connect or Leap Motion controllers, which enable users to communicate with their digital assistant using sign language and hand gestures, especially useful for users with complete hearing or speech loss. Keeping these in mind, we design our product to include those input-output options. including frequency modulation transmission or Bluetooth connection with their assistive technology, or in text output to a screen, and taking inputs from motion sensing devices.
The motion sensing device we chose to use for this prototype was the Xbox Kinect. This is due to its increased range and field of vision compared to devices like the Leap Motion. Even though we only created a prototype design, we realized that this could fairly easily be turned into a real product with existing technology. The device would be controlled primarily with a Raspberry Pi. A Raspberry Pi is basically a small computer that runs a Linux-based operating system. This would allow it to have SDKs that interface with both Amazon's Alexa and Google's Assistant. These are the technologies that drive the ever-popular in-home assistants, Google Home and Amazon Echo. Furthermore, the Raspberry Pi would be able to interface with the Xbox Kinect, and in doing so, take advantage of the Kinect translation library. This allows users to perform sign language gestures in front of the Xbox Kinect, and in doing so, convert it into text or speech. This text or speech would be then directly sent to the assistant, which could then respond using the display. Additionally, there would be a frequency modulation system, which would allow the digital assistant to directly send voice signal to the user's hearing aid. This would allow this device to not only help users who are completely hearing impaired, but also users who are only partially hearing impaired. Additionally, a Raspberry Pi has an HDMI port, which would allow the user to connect an external display to have the responses displayed as text. As the next step in this project, we considered creating a mobile application. This mobile application would accompany the SmartSign device, and it would connect to it directly over the Wi-Fi network. What this application would do is it would serve to display text responses from the digital assistants. Also, it would allow the user to customize their device settings without actually having to interact with the device at all. Thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day.